Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. So, the Ukrainians attacked Moscow Oblast with a lot of drones. The Romanians are allowed to put their arms industry, if they still have any, weapons industry, into action. They will build drones with the Ukrainians. I wonder when Romania will be activated to enter the war to defend itself in Ukraine. Then we have the European Union finally passed the 18th sanctions package, the toughest yet, and we're going to discuss about that one. And we have some bottom feeders, which are the guys from Lithuania, who think, remember, Lithuania has a population of about 2.8 million people. So they're not happy with sanctions other people imposed on Russia. They want United States of America to impose tough sanctions on Russia. Why? Because Lithuania says so. Do you know where Lithuania is? All right, do you know what Lithuania is? All right, let's start with the first topic, which is the Ukrainians' attack on Moscow Oblast, and not only. Here, this article comes from Ukrainska Pravda, and it is from Friday, the 18th of July, 2025. Over 70 drones attack Moscow Oblast and 8 other Russian regions. Drones attacked 9 Russian regions on the night of 17th to 18th of July, including Moscow, Bryansk, Oryol, Nizhny Novgorod Oblast, with flight restrictions imposed on airports. So that is the Ukrainians use drones, but what if they would use missiles, long-range missiles? Do you think the Russians will be happy about it, or they will just call it as an escalation? So let's see where these guys hit. This is a map of Ukraine, and this is obviously where the front is, right here on the east. And then these guys attacked Bryansk right here. They went to Moscow exactly like this. Oryol, Pak, and they are right here, and Novgorod right there on the corner, right corner, top corner, Nizhny Novgorod. So that's how far the Ukrainians went. You see over here, right there, I'm going to put it right there. That's where they are. And Moscow, and from here, Bryansk, Oryol. Man, quite a success. All right, the Russians reported that air defense forces had intercepted and destroyed 73 Ukrainian drones. They claimed that 31 drones had been downed over Bryansk Oblast. So 31 over Bryansk. Bryansk is right here. Then you got 31 and then 17 over Oryol and then 10 over Moscow. So you got 17 over Oryol right here and then over Moscow region, which is right there. Quite an achievement, right? And then it says 4 over temporary occupied Crimea, 3 over Sea of Azov, 2 over Smolensk and Nizhny Novgorod Oblast, and 1 over Belgorod, Kaluga, Voronezh Oblast, and the Black Sea. So they said we also did it right here, right? And then it says Sea of Azov right here. So this is the Crimean Peninsula. This is the Sea of Azov. And if you go on the right, Voronezh and this area until you reach the Nizhny Novgorod. All right, so this is the Ukrainian success with drones. Now imagine they will hit Moscow with missiles. Let's say with, I don't know, Tomahawk missiles from the B-2 stealth bombers that the Ukrainians do not have, and they will never have them. That means the Americans must pilot them. What do you think that sounds like? World War? We are in the middle of the World War. So that's the first one. Let's see how the Romanians received an order to get involved deeper and deeper in Ukraine. And that is order from where? From its masters. Romania begins talks with Ukraine on joint drone production. Romanian TV news channel. Friday the 18th. Now you can say, well, who is going to produce what? Who is coming with the technology? Who is coming with the materials? Who's coming with the workforce? Who's coming with a location? Maybe they give you this information. I think this is just a cover up for Western drones being built in Ukraine by the Ukrainians with Western technology. But hey, let's see. I haven't heard Romanians having drones. Maybe they will get it from the Ukrainians, via Ukrainians. Romania's Ministry of Defense has launched negotiations with Ukraine on the joint production of unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, which could also be sold to other European countries. So, Digi24, a 24-hour Romanian TV channels, as reported by European Pravda. The general concept is that Ukraine will provide technologies developed under real combat conditions. So Ukraine sells technology in drones. Okay, while Romania will fund. With what? With what? Hey! Voi aveți pantaloni rupți în cur și voi fund? You have your pants with holes in your asses and you have money to fund. From whose money? I tell you from whose money. From the European Union money. That's where you get the money. You don't produce squat, but stupidity. So they give you money and you're going to give to the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians will build the technology with the Romanians and they will be sold back to the guys. It's a, how should I put it, man? I am the tomato producer. I'm the farmer. Okay? And then I pick the tomatoes and I go to sell it, and guess who's going to buy it? From my money, from my saving account. And oh my God, look at me, I'm great. This is the European Union. All right, let's move on. The exact location of drone manufacturing is yet to be confirmed, but the Romanian city of Brașov is being considered. So where is Brașov? No worries, I show you where Brașov is, next to Sibiu, right? Right here, this is Brașov right there. So this is Romania, the country of those guys. And here is Brașov, this city, right there. Or used to be called the city of Stalin. Stalin's city, right here. Beautiful mountains around them, beautiful skiing resorts. I highly recommend avoiding people, but hey, you can go there and ski and try to stay away from them. Why? Because I said so. No more information provided. Yes, I'm a hater. The produced drones are expected to be supplied to the Romanian army, with a portion to be exported to the interested European countries. At the same time, the outlet notes that the Romanian state budget currently lacks available funds for the rapid launch of such investment, making 2026 the most likely start date for the potential agreement's implementation, when the new defense budget will be in place. Let me give you an information about Romania. This is information I received about 2 days ago. Romania in 2019, all right, so that's what, 6 years ago about, had a public debt. The country was in debt to whomever, foreigners, outside interests. I think they had about, if I remember correctly, 40 or 50 billion dollars or something, between 30 and 40. I can remember 50 something, because 50 is in between 20 and 40. Something like that, but that's not what it matters. I'm just saying it's about 50, let's put it 50 billion. I can't remember right now exactly, but no more than 50 billion. And now it stands over 200 billion dollars in 6 years, in 5 years actually. In 5 years. From let's say 50 to 200 and over 200 billion dollars in debt. So it's like you have in 2019 a loan of let's say you owe the bank $50,000, let's say, and in 5 years you owe them $250,000. Did you go well or did you do bad? Good or bad? What do you think? What do you think? And you're going up, which is getting more money. Why? Is this the way we're supposed to improve our standard of living? We live better, but we have a bigger loan? Is that how it is? So any moment, those guys can come, now your thing is ours. They can, at any moment, we can default and they can take everything that we supposedly have. That means they can control us, and they do control us. So if you run a budget deficit, which Romania runs, that means they consume it and they do just jerk-offs and they get money from outside. You run a deficit, you are in deep shit. You're a bankrupt country. You can't function like that. Only in America. And then after you die, the bank comes and gets your house. And your children remain with, blah, 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 they remain slaves, and you are a lifetime slave. So this is Romania. But they're gonna invest with whose money? I just gave you the answer. Let's move on to the imbeciles from Europe. Now it's their turn. New voice of Ukraine. One of the toughest yet. European Union approves 18th sanctions package against Russia. Oil price cap to be lowered from what? To 56 to what? To 1? These guys are crazy, man. These guys think, and they, for good reason, they think that they can control the whole planet. They can tell everybody at what price they're allowed to buy Russian oil. Who is in charge? I thought it was United Nations, something that regulated. But no, this is unilateral. It's like I tell you, me and my little group of thieves and barbarians, I tell you what to do with the guy that we don't like and we want to steal his wealth. So the European Union, the West, wants to steal Russia's wealth. That's what it is. And then China, and then India, and then take over and have all the wealth. All right? And then the world capital is going to be Jerusalem. I'm just kidding. Okay, so they want to do this, but they tell you you cannot do business with them only under our terms. Who the fuck are you? What authority you have? I tell you what authority. Blackmail, threats, regime change, and bombardments. That's my authority. What are you going to say? So this is the world's order these guys are talking about. Is this what? And believe me, don't think that these guys, after they finish things up, are going to say, now we're going to give a Pax Americana or whatever. They're not going to do that. They're going to do the same thing. They just want to see how far they go. Remember, they are pushing the envelope. The COVID-19 was a drill. Those mandates and those things were a drill to see how far the land of the brave and home of the good or whatever are able to go. The free land of the free and the home of the brave can go. And they went all the fucking way, man. All the way. So they say, we can do whatever we want with these guys. With most of them, we can do whatever we want. We don't care about the Emils and Gigi's and Mike's. There are not too many. They cannot. We're going to squeeze them and everybody is going to follow. No problem. There was a drill. Next one is going to be another one pushed further and further and further until someone is going to say, actually, I'm your boss. I'm your president-elect, but I'm in charge of you. I'm not your elected representative. I'm not your employee. I tell you what to do in the name of protecting you from this boogeyman right here. So again, they're very happy. I'm going to impose oil cap. You can impose on your own shit. Let's say Czech Republic. You want to impose it? Do it. You want Germany to screw yourself? Screw yourself. Great Britain, do it. But no, they go to India and they tell India, you can't buy Russian oil at I don't know how much the market. You buy it at this amount. And maybe India would like it. Why? They're going to buy it cheaper. But is it fair? I thought that capitalism is about, not control and it's free market and exchange without the interference of other forces, regulated. This is a matrix. This is a lie, a big lie. Sorry, if you're young, sorry to break the news to you. If you're old, you should already know that one. Old meaning over 40. On July 18, ambassadors from the 27 European Union member states approved the bloc's 18 sanctions package against Russia. EU Foreign Policy Chief Infantile Kaja Kallas wrote on X-Pub, "We are standing firm like a dick in your mouth." God damn it. The EU just approved one of its strongest sanctions package against Russia to date, Kallas. Kallas was the prime minister, my friends, of Estonia. Estonia has a population of 1.3 million people. So she was catapulted from 1.3 million people to 450 million people. And she is the foreign, what they say here? The chief, European foreign chief. What do you know? Tell me the capital of, I don't know, let's say France. Let's start with that one. God damn it, man. I don't ask you with Bangladesh or Honduras or who knows what, Kenya. God damn it. And she is the chief. What? That's why she said, we stay firm. For the exact reason. She said that European would continue shrinking the Kremlin's military budget, targets 105 vessels from Russia's shadow fleet. They will not answer to you. They will put military next to you and they're going to shoot at you. And you're going to stay in Brussels and say, hey, we're going to fight the Russians. Not you. Other people will fight Russia because of you. and their suppliers and further restrict, who are you? Banks' access to financing. They are building their bank with bricks, baby doll, but you're too stupid to know that. The package also includes a ban on construction of Nord Stream pipelines. Towards whom? Towards you! You shoot yourself in the cunt. I'm sorry, in the foot. And the reduction of the oil price cap for Russia's crude, she added. Excellent, man. For the first time, the new sanctions also revives the flag registry and targets Rosneft, largest oil refinery in India. India is not in the European Union, if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think India is a little bit further than European Union. So how can you tell India that? How can you do sanction those guys in India? Who gave you the authority? I told you. Now, I'm a European. I was born in Europe. I am for Western civilization, which is Greco-Roman civilization, not Judeo-Christian, blah, 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 blah. No, that's not mine. That's okay, the goat herders and whatever, burning bushes and Noah's Ark, and that's theirs, not mine. Mine are the other ones, are Thor and Zamorxes, and those guys are mine. And Zeus, not... all right, and nevertheless, let's move on. So, my friends, I am over there, and I feel angered to see how these guys, what they became, and what these guys in America become. This is a... I'm going to create a new word. Imbecilization of the Western civilization. And the process started after the Second World War, to be more precise, when those guys said, you owe us. Fucking cunts. All right, let's move on, man. I'm already angry as fuck. So, ambassadors to EU approve pop. European Union reveals 18 sanctions. This is the Callas. You sure have a pretty mouth. All right, and then this is the big guys. According to Ukraine forum, time for perfect storm. Says who? Lithuanian foreign minister. Right there. So, Kęstutis Budrys. All right, she said, or he said, I don't even, time for perfect storm. US lawmakers must adopt a new sanctions bill against Russia following the European Union's approval of its 18 and toughest sanctions package to date. Got it? Lithuania has 2.8, if I remember correctly. 2.8 million people. It's like a village. My God damn it, man. And they say, hey, you need to do this. Why don't you do it, homie? Why don't you do it? Remember, this is Al Capone's plantation. Al Capone's plantation is formed of what? How many states are over there? I don't want to... 27? 27 European countries, which are not all together, but most of them are owned. So this is Al Capone's plantation. Al Capone is the United States of America. And in charge of Al Capone's are the banks. Just so you know. Al Capone's cannot survive without other interests that own Al Capone. So Al Capone has the European Union, has NATO, and has some other baboons in Far East, which is, or in the Oceania, how you want to call it. Australia, New Zealand, South Korea, and Japan. And maybe they have a Palau and Zapalau and Kapalau and Israel. But Israel is somewhere outside of all this. Israel is special. Special doesn't mean necessarily good. But anyway, special. So these guys are no more altogether than 40 some countries on this planet. Sorry to break the news for you. The globe, the world has about 193, sometimes 94, sometimes 92. It depends when the Americans are overthrowing another government. Then it changes for a few days until they recognize the new traitors in chief. So 193 countries. You take the 43, let's take 43, so it's going to be, and you got 150. You got 150 countries outside of Al Capone's plantation. But Al Capone seems to think that he owns everything. He can impose, he gets everybody's business. Do you like that? Remember, if you think that I will abuse the law just a little bit here, and then after I win, I will just be fair. No, it is like the killer bears. Once they get the taste of a human being, they will eat human beings. That's what it is, my friends. The same with the tyrants. We are all tyrants. Give us the opportunity, unchecked power, and you're gonna see who we really are. More or less. If you're not like that, you deserve to be ruled. That's it. Go over there, work, do whatever, bend over, and so on. We do not act the way we really are because we can't. We are afraid of the consequences. That's it. But they over there, they act. They are the guys who are making sure that we follow the traffic rules. They would pay our taxes and so on. But they do what the fuck ever they want. Do you remember when these guys bailed out Too Big to Fail in 2008? Goldman Sachs and fucking General Motors. Why didn't they bail you out when you can't make a payment? Because they are they and you are you. That's why we are here like the baboons. And once we understand that, then you understand those guys are in charge of us. But the problem is in charge of them are other interests. Let's put it nicely. So these 42 countries, 43 countries on this planet, they dictate to everybody. And then do you think that once they, let's say, to take over through these methods, do you think they will say, all right, now I'm in charge. Let's have freedom, democracy, equality. Do you think that's the way it is? No, it's going to be even worse and worse and worse. Thank you very much for being with me again today, my friends. It's just irritating as hell. But nevertheless, that Ukraine war could have been avoided, but they didn't want to avoid it. There was planned. It needed to be so we can how do you call it? Rob Russia. That's why they, with our lives and our future and our children's future. That's what it is. They can rob that, and then they're going to be China is going to be India, and that's it. And then we're going to give everybody freedom and democracy. Do you think that's the way it's going to be? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.